Hello and welcome to Terrifying Tuesday on my channel. I'm Creeping It Colorful. My name is Lori and I'm going to try to do some of this dragon page. I actually went on Pinterest because I was running out of ideas. I've done so many dragons already and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to go about tackling. I have three dragon pictures in here. So here are some of the ones that I printed off so that I could get ideas to do differently. I've done so many colors already. I'd like to try a pastel one sometime, and not in this book. Trying to keep this one a little crazy. Isn't he cute with his diaper? I just like the tan and blue. This I like the way the wings were. These gave me color schemes for them. I like the gold and white look, which I can see either use grays or blues to make a little, the white a little muted. That's a pretty one. So I got a few ideas here. And that's my pile of ideas, and I came to the conclusion that I want to do this one. It's like a cream color with gold and white. So that is what I'm going to try to do. I got these paint pens that are very shimmery. I don't know if you could see it or not. But I usually just color with them. But I'm going to try something different because I'm going to have to get into little crevices. So I was going to take one of these, get some on there, one of these Q-tips, and try to mush it into that area. I just really want to use this because this is a very shimmery gold and it looks like it's working. I don't know if I could do it with a paintbrush. That's why I'm using this, because there's some really tiny spots that I'm going to have to get into. So I'm not too sure how that's going to work. But I'm going to bring it down to where I'm at so you can see closer what I'm doing. Sorry I didn't do that right off. I'm going to try to go in here with this gold. It's okay if I get it on the other stuff. I will just probably color over it. But this is just like trying. I don't even think I could get that in there because it's so tiny, and this is such a fat pencil. I mean a crayon type thing. Oh, I made it in there. Because this shows that there's gold around there. And then I'm going to use two Prismacolors for the coloring and shading otherwise. So his horns, I believe up here, will be, it's very hard to maneuver this thing with my tripod. The horns I think will be gold also, and the tips of his ears, and I don't even, oh, there are his ears. So just to show you how shimmery this is, I'm going to start to do one of the horns. These are actually paint sticks. I think I got them at Ollie's. I think they were only, I got all different colors. Blue, green, gold, silver. I can't remember all of them. But they really, really shimmer. So that's why I wanted to use that for this guy. And then I'll just have to figure out how to get right to the end, what to use for the lines on the front here. in case I can't get that Q-tip to work. You see how shimmery that is. This would be a pretty background, painting a background with this. Well, I got one done, and it's pretty shimmery. Let's see if I can do the other one. I think that's it right there. Hope everybody's doing okay today. It's supposed to be really nice here. It's going to spoil us. It's supposed to be in the 70s, low 70s today. So after I'm done with this video, I'm probably going to be out doing some spring cleaning on the back porch. Very much needed. And take advantage of the weather a little bit. I already had to do an errand to the store, so I got to be out in the niceness. And there you have what that looks like. It's really shimmery. Look at that. So I will try to do this whole, get some on here, and get some of this covered up that I missed here right to the end. I can see where I missed some stuff. I don't know. It says it's a non-toxic. And I'm going to try to get it, like I said, I'm going to try to get in those areas. I have to experiment with a little more to see what other things I can use to get in there. I might have some real little, in fact, right here is one. A real little paintbrush. See if I can get some of this on it. I gotta break it up a little bit. It's a little stiff. Okay, now that I broke it up a little, see if I can get some of this on. Get it in those. Maybe I shouldn't have broken it up. Dum. This reminds me of a soft pastel. Nope, it's not going to work. Will this end work? Good lordy Lou. Now I'm going to have to try to figure this stuff out. Oh, that went in. That might work. Using the handle instead of the brush. Yeah, that works. That gets in there. I have more of these brushes up there. This one I must have used and not cleaned it, and there was a goop on the end, so when I pulled it off, then the ends got all funky. Good Lord, what's wrong with my voice today? My throat. It's very when you're doing this paint stick, it's very, once it hits, it's like you really got to push it to move it. It's not really flowy. I don't know how to explain it. It's not like really, it's soft, but it isn't, if that makes any sense when you're going to do this. Now I'm going to try to do, just to see if I'm able to, since I did one whole area there, I am going to, let me look at my, what the hell did I do with it? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to swear. It just came out. Let's see, 1093 is this. I'm using this one, and I think this one for the cream colored. Yep. So, since this is the shady part, I will go in with that first. around the edges. Just doing a little bit of a cover here. And then I'll go in with the 997, just fill in the rest of it, bringing up the other color. It doesn't look too bad. You still see the lines here though, but that's because it's a light color. Let me see if I can get, oops, sorry, a blender pencil. Oof, that one definitely needs sharpening. Let's see what this one looks like. This one does too, but just for shits and giggles, we'll just use this one. See what happens here. Like I said, it still has those lines in it, but it does give that cream color that's in there. Never claimed to be a professional artist, just an artist. Now this is the reference photo, and since I'm going to be doing the gold along here, the tan in here, I don't know if I would rather have a green eye than a gold eye. I don't know yet. I have no idea what color I'm going to make his outfit. Maybe brown or like a ginger color, something like that. So I'm staying within the same type of color scheme. And then I have the sun here too. That's going to be, I might make that like a orange and yellow, and then these rays out here I'll do like fire, like with the red, orange, and yellow. Let me see here. These are the blendies. I'm just gonna go along here and do this one also. I surprised myself with the last dragon I posted. I can't believe it actually got as good as it did. Sometimes I shock myself. You know, I don't really get my expectations too high. I just try to make it look nice one way or another. I wish those lines would get covered. They probably would only get covered if I would do, you know what? If you look at this has some kind of like a ginger color, like an orange ginger. If I put them on the ends with let me see if I can do that. I can find a good color. All my pencils are sliding everywhere. I have no room on my table, so you'll have to bear with me at this point, because I'm just like having stuff all over the place because there's no room for me to have it where I need it. But yeah, that sounds like my life, right? Oh no. I'm picking up a pencil that rolled away there, trying to get away from the scene. Okay, have my swatches up my butt here. Just yank them out my butt. So like, if you look at this, I'm thinking I'm either going to do 1034 or 942. Let's see what 1034 looks like. It's still like a like, I don't even know how to explain it. 1034. Here we go. See if we can get bingo. 1034, 1033, 1018. There we go. You can hide no more. Okay. See if that'll cover up some of those lines a little bit. I just put this on the end. No, you can still see the lines through it. That's all right. That's okay. Now I gotta redo this whole one here. All right, let's burnish this thing here. Try to blend this color in a little bit better. Yeah, you can still see it a little bit. I'm okay with that. That's all right. Oh, there is one thing I could use if I can find it. This isn't it though. Good Lord. You know, the old save the day white. That doesn't look too bad. I think that'll be okay. It's only a coloring book. It's only trial and error that we do these things. You know, nobody needs to be perfect. Although some people are really freaking good. You know what I mean? They're probably as close to perfect as you can get when it comes to coloring. They seem to have like this natural knack. Natural knack of, I'm going to use the blender right now. Get that little blended and then go over it with the white. I know it seems kind of redundant to do that, right? Blend and then blend. Okay, see, that doesn't look too bad. It gives it some shading. I think I did rather well with that. And then I'll just be going in. You know what I might have to do? I might have to break down and use this. It's not as bright as not as bright of a gold that I'd like, but it's still gold. See, it's not as bright as I'd like it. It's not as shimmery either. But I could also do a, man, I'm just throwing all kinds of stuff at this to see what sticks, aren't I? If I would do a gel pen, gold gel pen. We shall see what that looks like. Oh, I got the shimmery effect on that one. Just do the shimmery on this. Color right over top of this. Get those sparklies going. Yep, it just sparkled it right up. Look at that. When in doubt, get a gel pen. Awesomeness. Yeah, so that's how we're going to do these from now on. We're just going to go through these pencils best that we can. See, there is really no method to my madness. It's just like pick and choose, trial and error. See what works, see what doesn't. See what you can be happy with. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the pencil work first. And then I'm going to go in and do all the fancy schmancy glittery effects. You know what sucks right now? I'm trying to do this in a nice manner, and they seem so flip-floppy. But the color schemes that I'm picking, Okay, so I have 2 blender pencils and I have 2 pencils to color with. And this is what I'm dealing with. So I'm looking over there and I'm like trying to scramble to figure out which one's which. That's the problem. Good lordy Lou. Right? Look, if I can make something a little bit more challenging than it has to be, I do that. I put them on the different ends now, so when I'm picking at a pile, I know, oh, I'm not picking up the blender, I'm picking up the coloring pencil. Now, we go over it with the white. And that's what my method is going to be for this. That way, it still brings a little bit of, doing the white over it, brings a little bit of the lightness to it. But it still has that, not very light cream like this is, but it still has that effect. So, we shall continue. Now, let me see what the time is on here so far. Now we're at 20 minutes, so I can go just a little bit longer. I'll finish this one out that I started. I didn't even tell you guys what book I'm in. I'm going to have to do that after this one. Okay, now we get this color in there. It almost makes it look like the gold is shining down on the scale. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it a scale. Scale, flap, whatever you want to call it. Oops, what the heck is on there? It went away. Thank goodness. Okay, let me get this off here so I can show you what book we're working in. I'm working in Monster Romance. This is one that I got at the Ollie's Market. Good stuff, cheap. That's how they advertise that place. Ollie's, good stuff, cheap. You never notice, I'm squirreling again. Ever notice when you hear certain commercials and you think they're obnoxious? Those are the ones that you remember. And so people are pretty gosh darn smart in the advertising business to come up with the jingles that are the most freaking annoying ones, because those are the ones that people tend to remember. Where's the beef? You know, those kind. My little grandson, when he was little, he's not so little anymore, used to do the Arby's commercial. We have the meats. Oh my gosh. And it was funny at the time because he was like 4 years old. And when the commercial would come on, he'd yell, we have the meats. Oh my gosh. And to this day, he remembers doing that. I brought that up one time. I said, do you remember? I think we were talking about some kind of commercial or something or other came up, and I asked him. I said, do you remember when you were little? What one commercial was that you always said? And he goes, we have the meats. He's such a card. He's so funny. Can't believe he's 12 already. And I hope I get to see him again someday, if my daughter lets me. Or her husband, more or less. Still struggling with that, still trying to come to grips with it. You know, that when you have situations in your life that really get to you, weigh you down, and you try to overcome it, there are always things that pop up that can remind you. His name's Justice. And so I watch true crime. And what is the one thing they always try to get for their victims? Justice. I forgot to do this before I did the white. So yeah, so I hear his name quite often. And my weekends are rough because those are the times that we used to go over to their house and have fun with the kids. And I just don't know what happened. I just don't know what happened so badly that she decided. I wish I knew. I wish I could figure it out. I wish I could make it better. But one day, I'm thinking one day I'm just going to go over there and say enough's enough. I can't be that long without my grandkids, believe me. I don't think this is going to be too bad of a dragon to do. I know, I don't really color like everybody else does, but we all have our unique methods of doing things. And they work out. You do you. You do what makes you feel comfortable. You don't have to follow other people. Just do you. You know? Like I'm doing this and I have all these different colors and different markers and things like that because I'm a cheapie, so I don't really have a whole lot of brand name or top of the line art tools. I try to make do with what I have. And so far I haven't had too much trouble. Working on these with the cheapy things. Sometimes I really surprise myself at how things come out, how they turn out. It's, you know, they turn out better than I think they would, and I'm happy with it. I don't really need all the glitz and glam and all the top line, you know. To me, it's just enjoyable. It helps me to relax, helps me to wind down. I love art, so it just helps me enjoy it more. There we have it. I hope you got some kind of an idea on how to get some inspiration. And I actually got all these pictures like off of Pinterest, and then I googled different like purple dragon color palette images, and now these would come up. But I hope that helps you, inspires you to think outside the box and try different things. And I know that the gold isn't going to be the same from up there to here, and I'm okay with that. It's not ruining my book. I mean, I really, it's not ruining my book. I'm going to leave the horns like they are, so they're different, but it really doesn't bother me. I mean, like others, oh, now what do I do? What have I done? You haven't done it? I haven't done anything that really bothers me. You shouldn't make it bother you. You should just enjoy it and do the best you can with what you have. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed what little coloring I got done today and more yapping. And I hope to see you in the next video. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment if you'd like to. If you tell me some of your ideas, how you go about it, maybe that'll help me too. I'm all for it. I'm all for some little bit of boost of creativity. Thank you so much. I hope you're staying happy, you're staying healthy, staying creative, staying colorful, staying a little creepy, and staying with me on my next journey into coloring. Bye bye for now.